I'm going to read what I wrote in the victim impact statement. How do you begin to explain how the loss of a grandchild affects your life, especially in the brutal way it was taken from us? To me, Jake was loving, he was respectful, and he was affectionate. I've struggled with how to make him real to the courts and not just another statistic. I have a memory box full of Jake's photos, greeting cards from him, and keepsakes from school. I wish I could dump it out for the court and say, here, this is who he was. Pictures of him as a child, pictures of him kissing his grandma Paula after getting his high school diploma, pictures with his son. Those are the ones that hurt the most, knowing he'll never have his dad in his life again. Jake loved his son. How do you explain to a 7-year-old his dad's never coming back? There's no way to kiss it and make it better. He was 7 when his dad was murdered. Now he's 9 and he's able to read the newspapers. How do you protect him from reliving the pain? How do you answer the question why? When as an adult you can't wrap your head around it yourself. I miss Jake's smile. There's a void at the dinner table during the holidays when he would banter back and forth with his uncles. Jake loved big family gatherings, and at these times he was the best dressed man in the room. I miss Halloween visits with Jake and his son. Most of all, I miss his hugs. He gave the best hugs. One last story that moves me to tears when I allow myself to think of it. I would babysit for Jake as a child when his grandma Paula worked nights, and every morning before breakfast he'd come and he'd sit on my lap. One day he asked, "What happens when I get too big to sit on your lap?" I told him, "When that day comes, I'll sit on yours." Over the years, we'd laugh about it. On my birthday, the year before Jake died, he sent me a card and wrote, "I may be getting too big to sit on your lap, but there's always a chair next to you." I'm sorry. I can't help but feel the emptiness of that chair. Jake wasn't perfect. He struggled with addiction. We were frustrated and we felt helpless. But we loved Jake, and with love there's hope. Hope he'd have the strength to one day confront his dependency. He reassured me that he would, and I believed in him. Now there's only the dream of what life would have been like for him. Jake Stanton took that away from him and from us. Jake didn't deserve to die this way. His death was up close and personal. It didn't stop with a crushed skull. He was brutally and violently stabbed with such force that the knife broke in his back. There was anger and rage by someone who couldn't control himself, by someone he considered a friend, by Jacob Stanton. Jacob Stanton was on parole when he was murdered, our Jake. I wish the courts would never allow him the opportunity to vent his anger and rage on another human being. Thank you. Respectfully, Grandma Patty. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
Paula Giarrusso.